Last part. Part 3. Last one. Thank God. It's morning time. Although Scootaloo and Sweetie Belle were both quite excited about their idea for what to do today, in an attempt to obtain their cutie marks, Apple Bloom simply couldn't share in their enthusiasm. Her mind was still focused on the events that transpired last night, and the multitude of orgasms she was forced to give both her sister and Rainbow Dash. She had drifted in and out of unconsciousness more than once, so she lost track of who was winning their little contest. The last thing she remembered was Applejack untying her hooves before she slipped into a miserable slumber once again. She didn't wake up until the morning, with a flower pot still next to her bedside. She immediately began fessing up everything she could think of while trying to stop her tongue from doing suggestive things to the flower pot's edge, and immediately devoured the blooming plant. To her relief, the fake cutie mark disappeared in an instant. She was never so grateful to be a blank flank once again. "Hey, Apple Bloom," Scootaloo said, slicing through her reverence and wrenched her back into reality once more. "Who? Huh? What?" Apple Bloom bitted, surprised. "What do you think about our plan?" the orange-colored Pegasus filly inquired. Apple Bloom looked between her two filly friends, who were staring at her with wide smiles and eager looks. She had apparently missed an important discussion. She bit her lip, suddenly realizing her predicament. They had apparently agreed on something. God. But needed a unanimous decision before anything were to happen. If she asked them what the decision was, then she would expose that she wasn't listening to them, and most assuredly hurt both of their feelings. She had no choice but to wing it. "Sure, sounds great." I will laugh my freaking head off if both Sweetie Belle and Scootaloo ends up tying Apple Bloom to the floor or something like that, and ends up using her as a toy like Applejack and Rainbow Dash did. I will laugh, but we'll see. Sweetie Belle and Scootaloo's face brightened as they cheered. "All right, Cutie Mark Crusaders, candy testers, yay!" What? Wait, what? Wait, what? Apple Bloom's words carried her thoughts with them. Scootaloo gave her a strange look. "What do you mean, what?" Nothing," Apple Bloom replied, looking sheepishly. "Let's hurry to Sugar Cube Corners. Pinkie Pie will have our treats waiting for us," Scootaloo declared. The two fillies hurried out the door of their clubhouse, and Apple Bloom had no choice but to follow after them, and without the enthusiastic skip in her walk that her two fillies shared. her two Philly friends shared. God. Here you go, tasties for each of you. Tasties! Pinkie Pie exuberantly announced as she handed a piece of candy to each of the three fillies. Sweetie Belle got a jawbreaker, Scootaloo got a caramel apple, and Apple Bloom got, of all things, a giant rainbow swirly lollipop. Each of these were made from Zap apples. Am I saying that right? Zap apples? Pinkie Pie went on to explain, with a hint of something Applejack and Rainbow Dash got me. It's so tasty. Thanks, Pinkie Pie. Scootaloo and Sweetie Belle announced joylessly as they stared at their respective candy treats. After licking their saliving lips, they immediately digged in. How do you dig into a jawbreaker? I just don't. Apple Bloom, on the other hand, looked positively mortified as she stared at her lollipop. By the time we're done, we won't have any feeling left in our tongue, Scootaloo cheerfully squeaked. Sweetie Belle couldn't help but agree. Apple Bloom turned to Scootaloo, eyes widened in terror. What? She glared at the three treats. Sweetie Belle's rainbow-colored jawbreaker, Scootaloo's caramel apple, and then her own rainbow swirl lollipop. And that was when Pinkie Pie's words began to resolve in her mind. With a hint of something Applejack and Rainbow Dash got me. It was so tasty. The next thing any pony knew, Apple Bloom had run screaming from the room. Scootaloo and Sweetie Belle glanced at their vacant spots left behind by Apple Bloom, and then her lollipop that was now stuck to the floor. Giving each other confused looks, Sweetie Belle asked, I thought she loved Zap apples. Sweetie Belle thought this over for a sloppy jawbreaker wobbling second. Well, she does live at Sweet Apple Acres. She probably ate rainbow apples all day long. The end. I gotta say, this is my worst read ever. I have never read anything this bad in my entire life. And I hope you guys have suffered through my horrible reading skills.